Like everything else on the Diesel Gladiator, the washer fluid tank was moved. So we originally had the Artec inner fenders, we wanted to keep those, but the original washer fluid tank didn't work with them. So we decided to go with the moto-built washer fluid tank, and it of course didn't work with our Falcon shocks. So we had to modify the washer fluid tank in order to fit the Falcon shocks. So then we decided that we didn't want to keep the Falcon shocks, we wanted to go ORIs. So we cut the moto-built washer fluid tank in hopes of being able to salvage it for this project as well, but with no hope. So what we found was a smaller, cheaper version on Amazon. You can get this for 20 bucks, and we're going to save a lot of space that we can use for our new suspension. When putting in a new washer fluid tank, we wanted to check fitment first, and to be safe, we found this perfect spot on the firewall. You can see that we already have a screw here for it. The washer fluid tank that we got comes with its own bracket. So all you have to do is put this bracket on, and what we found is that if you put the bracket on upside down and insert the washer fluid tank upside down and then spin it, you're going to be able to save yourself a lot of wonderings. And then once you get that on, you just gotta wire it together. So for the next step, we need to focus on wiring. Luckily, the tank that we got came with its own motor and wiring harness. So all we have to do is take these two wires and hook them into the factory wiring harness. We also want to keep the factory washer fluid sensor. So what we're gonna do is take this and drill a hole here, and we're gonna insert that. We actually got the measurement that we need from our moto built by just taking this step bit that we got from Harbor Freight and inserting it. And we got 1 1/8 inch hole. So we are back over at the Jeep looking at the wiring. If you look on here, we've tested it. The gray is gonna be your hot and the purple is your ground. So what we're gonna do is cut this plug and take these two and work them together. So anytime doing an electrical project, I really like to use these shrink wrap watertight connectors, just so you don't have to worry about any shorts or anything like that. So now that we've got them crimped, we have to shrink them down. Last but not least, we like to add a little black electrical tape over top, just to make them a little bit more secure. So I don't know where we got this 10mm nut, but we had it left over from another Jeep project. So you can take your bracket, have this facing out away from the firewall, and you're gonna insert it in the part that slides. And then you're going to screw on your nut. Now that we've got our bracket kind of loose, but also tight at the same time, put it in an angle, and you're going to slide on your tank. Once you get that situated, you're gonna grab your plugs and plug in your sensor. lock that little tab in. You're gonna grab your power. Gonna put that here. And we just left the old pump on to make it a little easier to find. You just pull that apart and insert it onto the new. Final step here with the washer fluid. We are going to reuse the filler cap from the original tank. What you have to do is cut this off of the original tube, but make sure that you leave enough space in order to crimp this back down so you have a good seal. All right, so then you're gonna take this out. You have a 10mm bolt that you take out here. It's in your factory frame. And then you just slip this down into the new thing. Twist this around so it fits nicely. Start refilling my bolts. Now just add fluid. I will also add a link in the description down below for all of the supplies that we used in this project.